got me running, got me running. Shake it, shake it, shake it, baby. Raise your hands up. Raise them up.
Welcome to the After Dark show. Good evening. My name is Yvonne Michelle and I am your host for this evening. Now, it may look a little bit different to you this evening, and that's because we are filming from a different location. We are in the studio. Yes, we are. And we have a very, very, very special evening for you. We know that we are running a few minutes late, so I do want to apologize, but there was a few things that we needed to get straight before we came on air. So this is After Dark. It's going to be different today. So what I want you to do is I want you to go on to your social media and I want you to share this and tell people to come onto the link. If you are on Facebook, come on to the link into the group. Because of the content of tonight's show, we have had to put it into a group just to make sure that we safeguard everybody. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to bring in our first guest. First guest has been with us since we started doing the sex series, and we've got maybe three more shows left on this subject because we know that sex is a huge subject. But I'm going to introduce our resident sex therapist from America, Chastity Chandler. Hey.
Hello, how y'all doing?
I'm so good, so good. How are you?
I am great. Excited about tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. So excited about tonight's show. It's going to be awesome. So I want to thank you for being here. So just a little bit about Chastity. Chastity is a sex and relationship therapist and is also a best-selling author. Now, I always get the name of your book wrong.
Sex After Divorce, then they're done
Yeah.
that and had the orgasm to prove it.
Yes. Been there, done that, and had the orgasm. So, yes. So, go out and buy that book. But while we are going to have a great conversation, because I got stuff and Chastity's got stuff today. This is all about women today. It's about the women, right? And what I want you to understand that this is about us nurturing ourselves and getting to know ourselves so that we can have great relationships with our partners. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the panel, the other panel members. We have Faye here. I do believe we have Faye. Okay. Oh, there's Faye. Hi, Faye. And we have Ruth.
Hey, good evening.
Hey, Ruth. And
right.
we have, oh, wonderful. Good to see you. And we have our male panel members. We have Theo. Theo, are you there? Tia.
I'm here. Good evening.
Good evening, Theo. And we have Tony. Tony's back this week. Hi, Tony.
Hi, guys. Good evening.
Good evening. Now, we also have a very special guest in the studio. He would normally be on the panel, but we've got this lovely young gentleman in the studio, and he will be touching and he will be experiencing things that maybe he hasn't done before. We don't know, but we'll find out. So without further ado, let me just introduce Kellyon. Hi, Kellyon.
Hey, how's it going?
All right.
Oh,
It's good.
excited.
Right. So, guys, as you know, this session today, we are talking about sex toys. All right. So, when I thought about doing this show in particular, one of the things that I wanted to do is I wanted to highlight the reasons why people may use sex toys. And I also wanted to educate as well, just to show that this is the reason. It doesn't have to be tacky. It doesn't have to be a little, behind the corner thing. We can talk openly and boldly about this because we're adults and this is an adult relationship show, right? So, okay, so I'm going to go to Kelly on first. I'm going to ask Kelly on, do you have any experience of using toys?
No.
No,
No.
which is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Right. Good evening to those joining us on Facebook. We want to say good evening. And those of you who are on YouTube, we want to also say good evening to you as well. Thank you for joining us. Right. So, okay, guys, let me go to the guys first. Tony, have you had any experience of using toys on a woman?
Yeah,
Okay.
quite a
Okay.
bit.
Quite okay. Okay. So what was your experience in that area? What was it like for you?
So various partners that I've have had a bunch of different toys, and from time to time you know get some toys out and start playing together.
Okay. Well, that's really broad. But the thing is, yeah. Okay. Are we being shy tonight? Normally, you're very much more elaborate than that. But my question to you is this. So, the ladies who you've had experiences with, did they have their own toys or did you buy toys for them?
No, I've never bought a toy for a lady. They've always had their own toys. I just get involved when necessary with whatever toys they bring to the table or to the
Okay.
bedroom, should I say.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your openness.
No
Thank you for
problem.
your honesty. So, I'm going to jump to Tia. And
Have I used?
yeah.
Yes, I have. Quite a few times.
And what was your experience? Was yours the
It's,
same as Tony that people had them already, or?
yeah, I've never been into a shop and brought one myself, no, because I'm not going to use it, so it's better if the lady buys it. I've been in a shop and someone's brought one, yes.
Okay, but you haven't openly brought one for.
No.
Okay, okay,
But
okay.
I do like using them. It's fun. It's fun. It adds a bit of spice.
Okay.
A bit of spice. So yeah.
That's very interesting, Theo.
Okay.
Okay, so let's come into the ladies now. Let's go to Faye. Faye, are you good? Unmute yourself. Right. Okay. Let's go to Ruth, and then we'll get Faye back shortly. Ruth, what's your as a woman? Because we are dealing with women today. What is your experience of buying toys? Do you buy them for yourself, or do partners have partners bought them for you? And what's your experience been?
Well, I have a long history with Bob. Going back from my early 20s, went to a shop in Soho with one of my good friends and bought my first sex toy with a friend. And over the years, you build your little bag of tricks, and I've had toys gifted to me as well. So, yeah, I've used toys for a very long time. Very long. In my marriage as well. So, yeah, long time. Very long.
I like the way you say long time. Very long.
Very long.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So have we got? Thank you for that, Ruth. We're going to come back to you shortly. But Faye, have we got Faye in the room?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Right. I've had no ends of problems. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Yes.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I've had experience from when I was 16. And when I was 17, I had my first boyfriend and we bought toys together. And so that was my very first experience of interacting with toys. So, and we did a lot of things with toys and games and all kinds of things.
Okay, and what's your experience now?
I find it difficult now because as we get older, I seem to be getting more adventurous, and the men that I'm meeting seem to be less adventurous. So they're gathering dust. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, so you're not using them now. You don't have a partner. Is that what you're saying?
I use them on my own, but yeah, not with a partner.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to open up the conversation a little bit more. I don't know if can you guys hear me okay? Yeah? Okay. Let me just move this up a little bit. Is that better? Because we've got someone saying you can hardly hear me. I sound distant. Is that any better? A little bit? All right, let's just, guys, you know that this is live TV, right? This is live, so we got to get these things. Is that any better? Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, that's fine.
Brilliant.
A little bit tinny, but fine.
A little bit who? Tinny. The sound guy, the sound technician will sort that out for us.
You need to put some bass in your voice.
I have bass in my voice. You're too feisty. I'm a female anyway. I'm not supposed to have bass in my voice. Anyway.
It's bass is a bit fixing. It's all right.
So listen. So as we're going on, so it's interesting that none of you guys have bought toys for a partner. None of you guys. Wow. So guys, those of you who are listening on Facebook, those of you who have bought, please put on the thread. Let us know. Let us know if you have bought toys and what your experience was, and we will read that out. Right? Okay. So we're going to be showing some toys tonight. Right, we're going to be showing some toys tonight. And so if you are one of those people that get offended, now is the time for you to leave the room. I'm just saying, right? Because we're going in tonight. We are going in. I've got some toys. Chastity has got some toys, and we're going to talk about them, how you use them, and what the effects are, and what the benefits and the disadvantages are, if there are any. We want to know. And if you are on the Facebook or you are on YouTube and you have had an experience that wasn't pleasant, please let us know, because we want to have a balanced conversation tonight. All right. Okay. So this is big people talking now, right? So if you're getting offended, like I say, now's the time to leave. Okay. So Kellyon has openly said that he hasn't had any experience with toys at all. And I think that I want to actually thank you for being on and being so brave and honest for coming in on the show. We need men and women like this. We need to be open. We need to be honest if we want to grow. Okay. So the men have said they haven't. The women have. So Ruth, I'm going to come back to you. And you said you used them in your marriage. You've had them bought for you. And you've been using them a long time, very long. So what are the benefits of you using a vibrator or sex toy?
Well, it's changed over the years. I would say, like in the earlier days when I was a lot younger, it was more about the penetration. So it'd be a lot of the dildos or the vibrators that gave you penetration as well as clitoral stimulation. But as I've got older, I've kind of dropped the penetration and more stuck to the clitoral because I get much more of a better outcome. So that's what I tend to do much more.
Okay, so that's about. So what are the benefits? Why do you go for?
It releases your tension. You know, like when you're in a relationship and you're active quite regularly, you know, it does benefits of what, you know, you get the release of the tension, you get the enjoyment, you get the connection. And sometimes when you're single and on your own, that tension still builds up. You wonder, oh, why is your back aching? And you need a bit of a release. So, you know, it's like a part of life. It's like, it's not a daily thing, but sometimes you just get horny and you need to sort yourself out. And if in like times like a pandemic, no one's not around. Sometimes you just got to go in that bag, pick out your favorite toy, and get to work.
Right. So as you have mentioned about going to your bag. Chastity, are you ready to go into your bag?
I mean, I've laid out a lot of stuff and I got a lot of stuff next to me. I mean, it's kind of up to you. It doesn't matter to me. I don't know if you want me to go in my bag, if you want to go into your bag. I mean, it's all good
so
over here.
what I'm going to do is I am going to get my bag out. I'm going to get my bag out. You get your bag out. Okay. So the guys are looking, Tony's looking like, oh gosh, what's going on? What's going to happen next? What's going to jump out?
You got to strap on for Tony.
Tony's left.
I'm just kidding, Tony. I'm just kidding. We won't bring the
Tony, if we can put the camera on Tony, that would be great.
Look what I brought for you.
Oh, a cucumber.
That's actually the
Can I see the other side of it?
Yeah.
I don't want to see the pointy side.
Actually.
What does the other side look like, Tony?
Before. Could we go
What does
back
the
to
other
Tony?
side
Yeah. Bring him out. Bring it out.
Let's just see what Tony's got.
Flip the cucumber around. Is it a
Yeah.
cucumber or a
Oh, you're
zucchini?
actually using it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he didn't ate it. Oh, he didn't ate it.
You
This is
rubbing
not a
it
multi-purpose
somewhere?
situation, Tony.
Okay.
He cut a hole in the end of it. We need to show him what he really supposed to have.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so what we have here, I have my bag of goodies here, and as some of you may know, I am now facilitating and selling sex toys and lingerie on my site. So I have a few items here. Some of them are not on the site yet, but they will be. And so we're going to go through this whole process and we're going to start to talk and interact with one another and just see what we think about some of the toys and what we would do with some of the toys. So I'm going to go for the first one. And because Ruth has mentioned about clitoral stimulation, I'm going to ask Ruth, has she ever seen anything like this? So if we can get a close up, thank you, of this, right? So let me just ask the guys first, before Ruth comes in and answers the question. I want to ask the guys, any of you know how you would use this?
If I was... Go on.
Was that Tony?
Yeah, so it's a pussy pump, right?
Yeah.
So it goes on the vagina and you pump.
With this?
Yeah.
Yeah. You pump this. Do you know what it does?
So
I was like, no.
It looks like on them oxygen masks. That's what I was thinking. It was to revive them when they finish.
Right, I'm going to give it to Kellyon for Kellyon to hold.
It works on a suction. It works on a suction basis, right?
Yeah.
Because
Can we get a still photo of Kellyon right now?
A still photo
What
of
camera am I
Kellyon.
meant to be looking at, actually?
This one. Look at that one. There you go. Yes.
That's what I thought it did, Kelly, and I thought it was a reviver.
Yeah, same here.
It is. Theo, it is a reviver. It's a reviver of the vagina.
Okay.
Right?
Keeps
And
the blood
as Tony said, right, so Ruth, would you mind telling us, have you seen something like this before?
Yes, I have.
And have you had any experience of using a toy like this?
Yes, I have.
What was your findings in using a toy like this?
Well, as you know, when a woman is being pleasured, just like a man, the blood vessels start rushing to that area, that organ, and then you experience like a puffiness. This just adds to that. And sometimes, depending on the size of your clitoris, it can pop out a piece as well. So you can pump away, everything's pumping up and everything, and the clitoral head is coming out. And then there's some people that enjoy, you know, the oral part of that stimulation, and then it's just out there on show, right there and ready. And also for penetration purposes, because it's all quite nice and puffed up and everything. Some men like penetrating during that weighing sensation because it's overtly puffed out. You know, it's not just like a little pump up. It can get really quite puffy.
Yes, we know. Yes, it enlarges, the blood rushes, as we know, and the sensation is far greater. I think Kellyanne has a question.
No, it wasn't really a question. I was actually just astonished by what you said. I feel like getting one now. I'm about to learn a lot tonight. I'm actually interested now.
It is interesting, right? And it's fun. Faye, have you ever used anything like this?
No, I have never. I've seen it on sites, but I've never bought one of those. No, I should add one of those to my collection, though. Definitely. But no, I've never used one.
Okay, I think it's certainly
very open to using
investing in. Chastity, have you got anything like this in your kit?
Nope, no pussy pumps, no penis pumps at this time.
Okay. No, guys, I'm laughing, right? But I'm not laughing, all right?
I got a lot of other stuff, but I don't have that right now.
Right, so this is something that's worth investing in. Yeah. He's got the pump going. Yeah.
I don't need it though. So for me, if I'm thinking about purchasing for personal use, there would be no need for me personally in my mind, unless I was just trying to, you know, test it out for experimental purposes and to say that I've used one.
Hey, I'll catch a flight over. Yeah. I'll get a ticket.
He just invite himself to the sun.
Well, my days.
First thing for everything.
Right. Did I put this one on? Okay.
Kels is never gonna come back if he come over here. He never coming back.
Yeah, you'll be staying in the States. That'll be it. You'll be done. Transformed.
I just say I'm quarantining here, you know, for more than 14 days.
So this, guys, is the pussy pump. All right. So as we have had quite an interesting talk about that. Right. So I'm dropping things out. Now, Chastity, would you want to show us something? Let's see what Chastity's got, and then we're going to put this on Kellyanne.
Well, I know we've talked about several things. We talked about Benoit balls and we talked about Kegels last week. So these are actually weighted. And so these are really nice because, I mean, if you want to just use one, you can use two. But with the string, you can actually utilize this with a partner. So you can tug with your vaginal muscles and they can pull. So you would actually be exercising your vaginal walls. Because remember, we're trying to prevent vagina prolapse, which the nurses call pink sock. So your pussy will literally fall out of you if you don't keep it tight. Like, that's a real situation. It's a real medical condition. You can go and Google that if you'd like. But things like Kegels and things like these or Benoit balls will actually help you to be able to work those muscles out. It'll be a really fun tug of war situation with a partner, or you can utilize these on your own and you can do the same. So we're talking about women and we're talking about sex toys and different things for women. So I also want to make sure that we know everything doesn't have to be internal. Everything also doesn't have to be a vibrator or a dildo. There are plenty of other ways, other toys, sensual products, that kind of thing. So hopefully we'll pull out some of those tonight too. For those who might be a little bit more vanilla, a little bit more new to sex toys or any of this, these will be things that they might want to try. But if we're trying to prevent vagina prolapse or keeping it tight, you definitely want to make sure that you are working those muscles. If you don't use them, you will lose them.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that. If you don't use them, you will lose them. Ladies, we do not want to lose those muscles. We want to keep them tight. Yes, so that we can have.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, you can,
please?
Theo.
Chastity, did you say the pussy can fall out? I don't know if I heard that
yes,
right.
It's called vaginal prolapse. Vagina prolapse. The nurses refer to it as pink sock because that's literally what it looks like, a whole complete pink sock coming out of the vagina. So it will literally fall out. If you want to look at it and see what it looks like, you can Google it.
No.
But it's a real thing. So when we say keep it tight, we ain't just saying keep it tight so you can pull out all the tricks during the night. We saying keep it tight so that thing won't fall out.
I've never heard that in my life.
You learned something new today. Yay!
Wow. Okay.
Right.
Wow.
So I'm seeing on the comments that some men will feel inadequate with women who have toys. Someone said if you get the toys out. Guys, you said, two of you have said that you've used toys with women. Have you ever felt inadequate at any time, even if it was for like a second? Have you felt that way?
Never. I've never felt inadequate.
I'm going to say the first time it happened, I felt like, well, I'm not enough. But then after she started, I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. So at the start, yeah.
Right. Okay. Thank you for your honesty, Theo. So what I'm going to ask you, so was it the fact that she was being pleasured that made you think, oh, it's okay then? Or was there another reason?
Yeah, because she was being pleasured.
Okay. So, guys, I mean, there are guys out there, because that comment came from a female, and I want to hear from the guys. Is that true? Do you feel, I've had a partner, I can say, that didn't like the thought of the toy being out. He felt that he wasn't adequate enough. But did I care? Anyway.
I've heard guys complain about it, so...
Yeah, so but you kind of get to, so even if it's for a split second, guys, if that you're out there and you're feeling, if your lady wants to use a vibrator, just go for it. See what it's about. Don't dismiss it. Just give it a try, and at least you can say that you've tried. All right. So
I'll say to the guys, do it. You'll enjoy it because the results after will be wow. She's ready for everything. She's ready for everything.
I think that goes back to, remember we talked about communication and being able to be open and honest about our wants, needs, and desires. I think toys and bringing toys into the bedroom is a huge part of that, right? There are things that the toys can do that your partner cannot do, obviously. There are multiple things that can be happening at all times. I'm a sex person that feels like all the things should be in use. Like no body part, no limb, no nothing should be, I was elbow, should not be used. So toys can be used in partner sex and in individual sex. But if you're someone who likes toys or even need toys, because many women need clitoral stimulation in order to have an orgasm. So you can be pounding away and nothing's going to happen. So there needs to be some clitoral stimulation. Maybe she wants to use her fingers. Maybe she doesn't. Me personally, I'm not a finger person. That's a lot of work. I got a whole lot of toys. Why would I want to use my fingers? I'm going to come to an orgasm a lot quicker, a lot sooner, a lot harder if I'm using some sort of clitoral stimulator. So that's just me. That's my preference. So everybody got to learn what their preference is. But I think overcoming, somebody vibrating over there, overcoming, I think that's a conversation. Hey, what do you feel about sex toys? Or take a trip to the sex toy store. Hell, go on Yvonne's website, go on my website, look around, see if it's anything that you're interested in. Me, myself, personally, we've already talked about it. I can't be with someone who's sexually not open-minded. That's a limit for me. That's a boundary for me because I know who I am and how I feel about sex, sexuality, and all those things. So again, make sure we're picking partners that are sexually compatible and sexually open-minded if that's who we are. Like Shell's partner is going to definitely need to be sexually open-minded. She is not going to be satisfied with someone who's not, right? I don't know if Shell is on tonight or not, but that's something I've learned, and I've only known you guys for a few weeks. I know that Shell's partner would have to be sexually open-minded, or that wouldn't work. I think it ties back to inadequacy. I think it ties back to fear and sometimes even selfishness. Because remember, pleasure goes both ways. So if I need something different or I need something more than my partner or partners, whoever they might be, then they need to be open for, because my pleasure matters as well. And my pleasure is my responsibility. So if he want to be pounding away or hit me from the back and I want to get my wand, then that's my prerogative. I'm just simply saying it can be navigated in a conversation where sex isn't taking place, where you guys can look at it, feel it, touch it, and talk about maybe even what you want to do with it. We could definitely, get more specific and stuff like that, but there's a way to introduce toys where it shouldn't be this knockout, drag out fight or this inferiority situation, if that makes sense.
Karen,
Absolutely.
just so you know, Karen's put, I'm not buying toys because I use my elbows. Guys, you can also go to the fruit and veg section. Yeah. Very useful items can be acquired in fruit and veg.
Make sure you use protection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure that you use
And
Get yourself some
lube.
honey. Get some honey. Good stuff.
Make sure you put one of these over that, make sure you use protection and that we are protecting ourselves. As much as we're having fun, we have to make sure that we protect ourselves from the inside out. So we're going to move on a little bit with the show. And I've just put some, covered Kellion's eyes. He's got an eye mask on, so he cannot see what the next thing is going to be. So I'm going to give him something, actually. Right, I'm going to put this in his hands. And with this hand, I want you to press that. And I want you to put the other part, give me your other hand. There you go. There we go. So you press that. How does that feel?
It's just vibrating. It just feels that if you put it in certain parts of your body, it can actually maybe heal you, stimulate you of some sort.
Heal you, stimulate you.
Yeah, relax you.
Relax you. So how do you think that would make your partner feel?
I have no idea.
Is that...
If you're talking about on her genitals, I don't know. I thought I was a super vibrator until this.
Kellyon said he thought he was a super vibrator until he tried. Okay, so does it feel good?
It feels nice though. Actually, does feel nice. I could imagine. I think Tony did say that the clitoris is 3,000 nerve endings, is it, and 3 times more than the male. So I guess this would be very pleasurable for a female then. Yeah, I could imagine this being very tasteful for women.
Okay, great stuff. Right, so can I take that back from you? Okay, we're going to go into these. Ooh.
It feels nice though.
Yeah. How does that feel?
It's the same thing. Just swapped over.
No. Have you noticed any difference? Any other difference?
Have you just changed tempo?
The tempo's changed.
Okay. Yeah, okay. It just feels a bit slower maybe, I don't know.
It's faster.
Oh, is it faster?
It is.
Oh, okay.
All right, press that again.
That's definitely faster.
Okay. So can you see and feel and notice how that could have an impact and increase the sensitivity of your partner?
She must be going crazy, right? Oh, just imagining.
Okay, now this, can I take it back from you? Okay. Wow. Oh, this has got so many settings. Right, so this little gadget here is also, so many cameras here, is also on remote control. So this gadget here, now that we are in lockdown, I want to say this. If you, as a man, bought this for your partner, you could control this by your phone. Isn't that cool? right? Hold on. Do you want to take the blindfolds off, Kelly, or you can take it off for a moment?
I was quite enjoying being Batman for a while.
So this is the gadget.
Oh, okay.
It is, you can plug it in and charge it up. The charging thing is there.
Oh,
And you can also use this with your phone. We didn't do that today because obviously I would have to have a phone and blah, blah, blah. But you can do this. And this, again, is for clitoral stimulation.
this part here.
Yeah, for the female. All right.
Okay.
So you will be able to get that on the website as well. But we wanted to show Kellyon as
You'll be able to get
just
this.
a smile.
And,
He is smiling so much. It's amazing. It's just great. It's just great. All right. So, okay, guys. So, have any of you guys used one of these before? No. No.
Yes, I have.
Well,
I've
you
used
said a
that
long
before.
time. It's been a long time.
That's the Lush 2. It's a fabulous toy. Absolutely fabulous. And you can put it inside. And as you can notice, there's like a weight to it. So like Chastity says about the Kegels, you could use that for the same thing. There's a weight. So you can pop it inside and use it the same way inside. And like you said, it's a remote controlled on the phone. So you can give that to the partner. They sync it. And you can just send them a text and say, I'm using it. They can take over the controls. And it's fun.
It is very fun. Look at this. It is very fun. That's not even good English, but you know what I mean, innit? It's very fun. With the right partner, guys, listen, men, if you are not into toys, I'm going to beseech you to just try this one. And because you can put it on remote on your phone, you don't even have to be with your partner, you know. She can just say, oh, I'm feeling, like we're locked down and they're saying you can't go to people's houses. Oh, I'm feeling a certain way. And then she's using it and then you're controlling it and you can hear her on the phone. Think about that. Think about how that will make you feel and think about what pleasure it will give you both. This is the Lush 2. Okay, so Chastity, over to you.
I'm like, where do I start? Where do I go?
Where do you go? Anywhere.
I don't know where to go. I don't even know. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to start. All right, well, I'll talk about something
Gigi,
a little.
do you ring it? We'll have a
less-
nice ring it for you, sir, next week.
So Gigi asked, can a man use the toy that you were just talking about? I think it's really important to understand almost every sex toy is going to be unisex. We are typically the people who post and put a gender on the toys, but majority of all toys can be used no matter what the gender is, or sexuality for that matter. There's lots of things you can do with that one. That could be inside the vagina, that could be in the anus, that could be clitoral stimulation, that could be a whole lot of stuff. It could be in two places at once. There's a whole lot of stuff you can do with the one that you just showed. So one thing I wanted to talk about, and a lot of times we don't talk about it, babe, can you hand me it out of the top drawer right there? So one thing we don't often talk about is lubrication, right? I don't care how wet you are, right? You should be utilizing lubrication, because what happens when you don't utilize lubrication, you get microscopic tears in the vagina and the anus, which sets you up and opens you up to bacterial infections, STIs, all that type of stuff. So you want to make sure that you are as lubricated as possible. As you get older, women, our natural moisture actually decreases as we get older. So your body does not produce as much of it naturally. So these things can be pre-applied. They can be applied during. This could be something your partner can help with. I always recommend organic lubricant, something very natural. My personal favorite is a water, it needs to be water based. It does not need to be oil. That's the first thing. KY jelly is horrible and it is not body safe. It is not good. Do not be using that stuff that you can get out of the store. Just want to put that out there. But a water based lubricant, I like a water based silicone, but it really just depends on what you're trying to do. What you use for anal, what you use for vaginal, what you use for play might be different. But you lubricant or lubrication is very important part of sex, and it's a very important part of toys. So our adult play. So whether you're using it partnered or you're using it solo, you want to make sure that you lubricate your toys before inserting them. You want to make sure that you lubricate them before you're putting them on skin to skin, because again, this helps. So I'm just going to show two. This one is my absolute favorite. This is called Silk. So this is the water silicone hybrid that can be used for vaginal as well as anal, and it's really good. When I actually go to my parties, what I have people do is I have everybody kind of put their fist like this way to imitate a vagina, right? And then I have somebody else imitate a penis. And then what we do is we try to have them go in there ahead of time. And then when that doesn't work, we just pop a little bit, because a little bit goes a long way. And same fist, same tightness. And then look at that. Voila. Right. So that, I know it seems silly and and y'all laughing, but the reality, spit is not good. There's lots of bacteria in our spit.
Mhm.
And also it's not going to keep your natural moisture. So the thing about it is cheaper, but it also can lead to tears and infections and possible STIs. So in the long run, you end up spending more, just so you know. But anyways, with this because it's water based, as you begin to lubricate as well during intercourse, it will continue to stay this way. If water or saliva or anything is added to it, again, it's going to come right back to life. So this can be used in the shower, this can be used in the pool, the hot tub, this can be used all over. So the first thing I wanted to show outside of what I already showed would be lubricant, because we're having fun and we want to be safe. But lubrication is absolutely positively necessary.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've got some notes here because I can't retain so much information. There's so much information about these toys. And just to just go on for what Chastity was saying about the lube. Silicone lube is great and latex friendly, but reacts to the material of silicone toys and can melt them. So I want you to be aware of that. So the water-based lubricants are better with silicone toys. Just want you to know that. So and to avoid any lubes made with glycerine, because they can react and cause yeast infections. And it may affect negatively on your hormones as well.
Paraben, glycerin free,
Yeah.
It should be body safe. These are all vegan friendly products. So these can be edible. You can do oral right after using them. You don't have to worry about wiping them off and anything. They come in flavored, they come in warmed. You can do all of the things. Yes, I'm a squirter, and Holly, no matter how wet, no matter how wet and juicy you can be, if you have sex for an extended period of time, you will get dry. Anybody can get dry. You can be, I mean, if you're doing the 4-hour thing like Tony used to mention, you're going to get dry. You can be a squirter all you want and you can still get dry. And then when you're talking about toys and different products, so this is medical grade silicone. So this is a lot different than what maybe some of the other toys are going to be like. But again, the one that I showed is a water-based silicone hybrid. So it would actually be for medical grade silicone toys.
Yeah, it's like this one here.
Lorraine just asked a question.
I have one here as well. So this is also the same.
Yeah.
So this is the rabbit, the clitoral. If I put it on.
That's a great beginner toy, by the way.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say. A great beginner. I don't know why it's not coming on. But yeah, so I wanted you to try this one because I would have told you to put it on your nose here and found, but it's not. I will maybe have a look and see why that's not working. But this is a great beginner's toy. So if you have never used a toy, guys, if you've never used a toy on your partner, this is a great one to start. Women, it's a great one to start if you've never used a vibrator before or had any clitoral stimulation. Do you want to hold that?
Can you explain what's going on? Like,
Right. So this here is
Mm.
is called a rabbit.
Okay.
Right. And this here is the clitoral stimulator.
oh, okay.
So this would vibrate as the lush would,
Okay.
but it would
Put it on his nose.
here. It's not turning on.
Turning on.
So maybe I can't get it. Have a look and
It's a
see if you
battery.
can open that, and let's see if we can get that working. For some reason, it's not doing it.
Yeah.
That's a great toy to start off with.
Batteries inside as well.
Yeah, batteries are inside. Yeah, maybe just change them over or something and see if we can get that to work, and then you can try.
Duracell as well. Duracell. Oh, yeah.
Is that what's
No,
going on?
yeah. It's been here for a little while.
Right. This I don't know. Why
Yeah,
that's
that's
like
that's
this.
what happens when.
Yeah,
but
these
this
are
one's-
corroded.
Yeah, this one's all right. That one has gone bad.
And I don't have any more batteries of that size.
So this is why you want to get USB charge toys. Because you
Like
don't ever want that thing to go dead while you're in the middle of some self-pleasure or some partner sex.
But this one. So note, yeah, so that's why. And also to say that I don't know why I put those in. Maybe I put these in when I don't have my glasses on.
Are you just putting them in?
Yeah, because I just put some in
That's
to
strange.
come out the house. So because I've got a jar.
Right. Okay, that's strange.
I've got a jar of batteries.
Okay.
The studio's like,
Yvonne, it's called overuse,
studio, but
Yvonne.
there's some sniggering. That when I said I've got a jar of batteries, the whole studio started
Mhm.
laughing.
Yes.
So just to say,
And I bet it's next to your bed as well,
say
Yvonne.
that
Yeah?
again, please.
I bet it's next to your bed as well. The batteries, the jar of batteries.
Well, there's two. There's two. One is beside my bed, and the other is in my office.
Okay. That's why you spend a lot of time in the office now.
You
know,
guys
it's
are just
okay.
listen. We're spending so much time laughing. My face is gonna be hurting me by the time we end tonight. I've been laughing so much. So I just wanted to say also for those of you who do use toys, do take the batteries out. It will help to save the batteries and it will protect your toy as well. So we can't show that, but maybe I'll bring this one back next week. Who knows? But one I wanted to show. I know you've got one of these as well, haven't you, Chastity? You got a one?
Oh, you come back to me? Okay, sorry, I'm having a.
No, I was just asking if you have one of these.
Oh yeah, I got ones. I got ones for days.
Ooh, you got one. Are yours back?
USB charges get at least 2 hours.
This one is a plug-in. Right, this is a plug-in one. Right, and if we could get to a socket, we will
Is that
see.
the hibachi?
We'll see how. Let's see how, and let Kelly on have a try of that. Now, guys, I want you to kind of put it on the end of your nose.
Yeah, man. Jesus. Oh, I thought I'm about to fall asleep.
It's great, right? It's a massage. You
Yeah,
can use.
It's
Listen,
nice.
some
It's
of
nice.
us struggle with our shoulders and stuff. Look,
This was nice. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've got a bit of a back problem actually. Hold on, let me. Yeah. Oh gosh.
sorry.
A little back problem right here. Yeah.
I never thought I'd be laughing so much on this show.
Oh boy.
So how
feels
does
nice.
that feel?
It feels nice. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is beautiful. Can I take this?
No, you can't take it.
Boy, I take this for the
Right, panel
reasons for me.
members, let's go to you. Let's find out what you're thinking. Whilst Kellyon is massaging his temple, has never experienced anything like it. That's why don't knock it until you try it. Don't
That's-
knock it until you try it. Look,
That's the best toy ever.
I think Kellyon agrees with you,
Yeah,
Chastity.
I do. This is great. This is really good.
I mean, it can be multi-purpose. He can use it to massage his muscles. We use it to massage our clitoris.
Yeah, we can do it together. Come and get a flight over.
What Kellyon's giving lyrics today, you know.
Boy.
Delroy says, "Don't kill." Hold on, go back to Delroy's comment. Sorry, don't kill me, Yvonne. Battery not enough. You've gone to the mains. Listen, this is now, guys. If you're watching and you're thinking, "God, these guys are just having a laugh," actually, what I want to highlight is the fact of how much fun we're having. We're laughing. We're all laughing. Kellyanne's not used it before. It's a new experience. The panel members are here and they're like having and they're seeing what it could be used for. Kellyanne's massaged his whole face. But we wanted to introduce this to you just to open up the conversation, because there are many who are not enjoying their sex life. There are some women who have never experienced an orgasm. There are women who don't even know what their vagina feels like. But then you would want a man to come in and give you an orgasm. How is that going to work? Really think about that. How is that going to work? And how much pressure are you putting on that male counterpart or whoever you're with to be able to perform and to bring you to a place of pleasure that you don't even know how to do yourself?
I think when I now look at it, I think the word toys kind of cheapens the whole act.
Okay, so what would you say then? What would you use?
Aid, support.
Aids, support.
Contribute. I don't know. I just toys. I think of Lego. I think of Toys R Us. I think of Play-Doh. I think this is actually a great. It's now when I look at it, it's a good part of the whole experience.
Absolutely. So when you shut yourself off to any experience, if you don't give it a try, you'll never know what it will do for you. You'll never know what the experience will be for you. So I've just, the whole purpose of today is really just to open up the conversation and really to get you thinking, is this something that I could use? Is this something that we could use in our relationship to bring about more fun, more pleasure? Is this something that you would want to do? And, if you're not in a relationship, how well connected are you as a woman? How well connected are you to your vagina? I want to leave that question with you. How well connected are you to your own vagina? I want to ask you that. Right, so we're going to come back. I'm going to go to Faye. Faye. So
Go on.
I'll just say, how you have you got a wand?
Yes, I have. But I'm going to start getting USB things. That's what I'm going to start to do.
Okay.
I was investing in a lot of this, but
that one will never run out. They'll never die. So you're going to go for a mains or one that you can plug in, USB, definitely. And just to say that when you use that particular one in particular, I would suggest that you put a condom over it and use some lube, because your clitoris is sensitive, and we don't, as Chastity said about the tearing and little tears and stuff, we don't want to cause ourselves any more damage. So guys, do you think, you haven't had the experience of feeling the wand in particular, but like the wand and the lush, those two items, do you think you'd be interested in using those at all?
I've used that already before, so it's a product I've seen and used. It's a nice massaging tool. Stimulates both the penis and the vagina at the same time if used in the right way. So very nice toy.
Great. Okay, so in terms of, as we stick with Tony, in terms of you saying it's stimulating and it's a nice toy and it stimulates the men as well, what was your experience of using that in terms of your stimulation? Because I really want our men to kind of because I know that some men are really against this, and I really want really to open up the conversation so that men can start to feel a bit more pleasure and not just think that it's this all the time, because it's not. It's really not about the banging thing. So what was your experience?
Yeah, I mean, it's sex toys are not for everybody. It's an acquired taste, I guess, because there are different levels to it. I was going to go back to Chastity's point about lube. Lube on its own, for instance, is a wonderful thing. And I wanted to get your feelings in relation to using, as I mentioned, look, we got with fruit and veg, yeah, and we got loads of stuff that's in, I was mentioning ice. You can use ice in sex. You can use a whole heap of things. And obviously, I understand that you got to be careful about what you use and how it can affect our bodies. That's ultimately very important. But look, if you're using lube, then I noticed there were some comments about spit and lube, spit and flavored ingredients for sake of argument. Makes sense. If you're giving oral pleasure to a woman and you're using something that tastes nice, great, double the pleasure.
Double the pleasure, absolutely. I think personally, I'd don't be spitting.
Lorraine did say something about squirting. Would that be a substitute? Maybe if they squirt early, maybe that could help with the lubrication. I think that's what she put forward. It just wasn't read.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Squirting is squirting. It's fluid from the body. So yeah, that's going to absolutely help in terms of keeping you moist. But going back to I just want to say. This spitting thing.
Yeah, what is the spitting thing?
Keep it spit to yourself.
Yeah, well, I mean, but porn they spit quite a lot. Hey.
It's a lot of regular sex too, but I mean, it really just depends. What's the purpose of spit? Saliva is necessary when given fellatio, which is a blowjob. Saliva is necessary when giving cunnilingus, which is
penetration. In penetration in the act. We all
have used spit before. Like, let's keep it 100. Everybody has used spit before, but we're talking about staying safe. This is also why a lot of women have UTIs, vaginal infections, and all these other things, and we wonder why. The mouth is one of the nastiest places.
Yeah, bleeding gum
that's on the face of the earth. So all types of bacteria is transferred through saliva. Hell, a kiss. Do you know that testosterone is transferred when you kiss? Like, that actually happens. So saliva, a lot is happening when saliva is in play, especially mouth to mouth or mouth to genitals. So yeah.
I mean, like, we know that that saliva is used in kissing and stuff. And and I agree, it is absolutely the mouth is full of germs.
So we shouldn't be kissing.
You gotta be careful who you kissing with, because just literally a testosterone transfer.
Yeah, and you have to ask them if they have bleeding gums.
If they have bleeding gums, open cuts, anything like that, and you happen to have one, then there could be STI transference as well. You could be STI transference, period. That's why I say kissing, sharing blunts, all that stuff. Plenty of people, that's how herpes gets spread around. That's why a lot of people have herpes. So just putting it out there, not trying to gross anybody out, but we want to be safe. That's why you can give blowjobs with condoms. You can eat pussy with dental dams. There's all type of ways to keep yourself safe. Obviously, a lot of times we want to put it on when penetration is happening, but we don't even think about it when we do oral. You've already exposed yourself to risk before penetration has even occurred, but now we want to make sure we put it on. I'm just simply saying, I've sat in a room full of adults who didn't even think about that. So as a sexuality professional, I just want to make sure that we're aware of the risk that we run when we don't fully protect ourselves in sexual situations. So,
thank you for that, Justin. We need to hear that. Kellyanne said,
Received.
Received.
Yay!
How you
If there's
feeling?
only one.
I'm learning. I've come to learn, and I'm with experts. I feel very honored right now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I've got one here. Oh, what have I dropped? My glasses. This is a double-edged sword, I call it.
Ooh. Look at Kels.
A double-edged sword. I can't find a scripture for it right now. I mean,
Oh my god.
Sorry. Yeah, it's. I think the only thing about this is that it's not black. No, I'm joking.
You can get it in black and pink and any other color you want.
Yeah.
I would imagine women will be towards this end, but then again, it depends. So I guess this is for the clit, and this is for the vagina, right?
Or the anus.
Or the anus.
Mm.
That didn't come in to me. That didn't come to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, hey,
That's
hey.
why it's smaller.
This one isn't. You're not feeling this one.
I don't know. I think, personally speaking, I think this may be the only toy I may not use because I want to use mine. So I would use.
You could be putting yours in other places, Kel. Remember I said be resourceful. Use all the things.
No, because okay, thing is that I can imagine my thing going to other places in the whole body, opposed to using this. But if all fails, then yeah. So is this? So hold on. So is this meant to vibrate or is this?
No, this is a dildo.
Dildo. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. First time holding one.
How do you feel?
I think this is the first penis I've ever held other than mine.
You think? Are you for sure?
That is for sure. This is the first penis I've ever held other than mine. So, and it's fake as well. Thank God for that. Yeah. I got nothing to say. Got nothing to say. I don't know, Theo, Tony, you got something to say, guys? Because this is, yeah, hey, no.
It looks like a lady can have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, let the woman, you know. And then, like I said, if all it fails with me, maybe I need a little break. Then yeah, let me pull it out. You know, just for a little time, and then come back to mine again. But yeah, I think, yeah, that's all. Nothing else. Anyone else want to say anything? Tony, Theo?
No, I'm good, mate.
Yeah.
Oh my
proud,
god,
mate.
I'm holding my belly. I'm laughing so much. I've got my head. Let's do this.
Yeah.
That's what I need to do. Okay, so this one wasn't so much of a hit then.
I've got my own. So, but yeah, not for me. No, I mean, but if she wants me to use that, yeah, and she can teach me, show me what to do with it.
Okay, it's unfortunate because I thought, what would have been really good is to have like one of those, those bodies, Chastity, that you can buy, the actual vagina, and to do some.
That would have been good. That would have been great.
Full-fledged ones now. They're very real. Like it could be a whole and complete body.
Yeah.
That has all the things. You can get it with the vagina and the booty hole. You can get it with just the vagina. I mean, you can do all kinds of stuff. There's everything out there. It's real. Only thing it doesn't do is do stuff back. But I mean, there's stuff that there actually are toys that actually, I don't know if they get visual. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seed.
Kello's eyes just getting bigger and bigger. Really? Really?
Seed.
Yes, seed. Yeah, so, okay, ladies, Ruth and Faye, what are your thoughts on this? On this dildo?
I'm just getting excited. I need somebody to.
No, go Faye.
I just need somebody to experiment with, It'd be nice to have the person to experiment with. I'm getting excited just watching it all. I think I'm going to have a big credit card bill.
Wow.
Very soon. I don't have one of those.
Wait, can I just, sorry, Ruth, just quickly. So, are you saying women are putting this on men as well? Are you saying, because I know, who's laughing? I think, so Chastity was saying that this could be used for both men and women. I'm thinking you're saying a woman would use this on me.
It's possible if you would let her. if you would want to let her.
I don't know.
I mean, which side would you be more open to trying? The
Yeah,
little
which
smaller
side?
end or the bigger end?
No
Yeah,
end.
you smaller end.
No end. There's no end. I don't know, that woman. No, I don't know. There you go. Sorry, the vanilla's just come out. I just don't know. No, I don't know.
Well done for trying, mate.
Yeah, sorry.
The vanilla's come out.
Vanilla's come out. I mean, I don't mind. I mean, I could do it with her, but that's not going on me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can I ask Kellyanne, say for example that particular toy was in play, but it was just for visual for you, so that you could get to see your partner experiencing that, and she could be inserting it into herself, getting excited on either end, because they're two different sizes. Would that be pleasurable to you? So it's just like you're the voyeur, you're watching the experience.
Yeah, I don't mind if it's on her. It's cool. I mean, I would help her. I would assist. I would insist in assisting. Yeah.
Let me give Kellyanne some. So Kellyanne, I was just sitting here thinking of all the ways I might be able to help you understand how you can use the toy. This could easily be a 69 situation, but like you actually using it on her while your penis is in her mouth. I mean, there's so many things that can happen. You can be using it in like a missionary position where you're just between her legs going in and out, and you can actually stimulate the clitoris with your mouth. I mean, there's so many things that could happen. Or she might have a girl over and they might just use it and just watch or stimulate their breasts or do something like that.
No, that's cool. No. Listen, let's get it straight. What I'm saying is this. I will do it, or whatever she wants me to do with this, I will, if it's in her mouth, up her nose, I'm joking. Anything she wants to do with it, I'll do it. Okay? But it's
doing a great job of looking in the camera.
I'm just saying, this ain't going on me. I don't know why I'm even holding this. Sorry. That ain't. You know what I'm saying? I use it on air. That ain't being used on me. That's all I'm saying. Okay? That's all I'm saying. So everything you just said in terms of being creative that way, yeah, we can listen. I'm actually quite excited. I'm about to go online and purchase something. Yes. I've been converted.
I am so proud of you, though. We've been on for a long time, and the vanilla never showed up. So I mean, it's okay that that's your hard no, that you don't have that insert or be on you any kind of way.
It was always there, honey. It was always there. It just needed someone like you. You know what I mean? Need someone like this show.
I tend to bring that out. I tend to bring that out of people.
Listen,
destroyer of shame, saver of marriage is over here.
Oh my days.
Thank you for being so far away, but yet so near. You know what I mean? Show me the way. I've been Jedi'd. I'm joking. Yeah. Thank you. But yeah, I'll take pleasure in pleasuring her with that. That is not going on me. It's just no. This just doesn't. No. I've only got one, and one is for me. Okay, well, not as in for me to use. That's my thoughts. Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm so proud of you, Kellyanne. I'm so proud.
Yeah.
We have been doing this show for we've been doing this 6 months
COVID.
Since COVID started, yeah. And every week I've had 2 weeks off in the whole time, and we've come through so much, and we've had so many different conversations about relationships, partnerships, polygamy. We've talked about loads of different things over the months and the weeks and the days. And one thing that came out was that, distinctively, Kellyanne was like, no. This is not happening. No. And it was very much a no with everything, pretty much. But I really want to thank you and just say how proud I am for being so open and coming on this platform like this, because there are so many men who watch. Yes, men, I'm talking to you, who watch and don't say anything and suffer in silence. You want to have a relationship. You want to know more, but you will not say anything. Now, you don't have to say it on an open forum, but do talk to somebody. Do talk to someone. Chastity is an amazing sex therapist. you can contact her. If you haven't got her details, you can always come through me and I will send you her details. And she will be able to help you to move forward in your sexuality and enjoy sex. You know, one of the things that it's been highlighted is that 80% of women receive an orgasm through clitoral pleasure. Some women have never experienced an orgasm. And so I want you to think, especially those men who are maybe in a relationship and your partner's never had an orgasm, or maybe you're single and very few of your partners have had an orgasm. I want you to think about what you could do to change that and how you could change yourself. And women, same way. It's not just about the men. Actually, more of this emphasis lies with you because it's your body, it's your pleasure. So one of the other reasons of doing this show was to highlight that. What can you do for yourself to bring about pleasure? And especially now, it's different in the States, but in the UK, we look like we're going into another lockdown. What are you going to do as a single person? What are you going to do? You need to prepare and be ready to at least be in a position where you can pleasure yourself, get to know yourself, and have a really good time. So where's the panel members? Let's bring them back in. And I'm going, do Black women engage in monogamy?
Is she asking about monogamy or consensual non-monogamy? I posted a comment that I would love for us to do a show on polyamory, consensual non-monogamy, etc.
Yeah.
Because it's really a love style, not a lifestyle. And I think that's the misconception. But to answer her questions, absolutely. There is an enormous amount of Black and brown folk who are stepping away from monogamy because they now realize it's a default relationship type and our love style, and it's not the only way. So absolutely, I'm a part of several groups online that have thousands of people in them. So absolutely, there are Black and brown people. I mean, polyandry is having two husbands, and there's a whole group on that where men are just looking for women who want two husbands or two partners. So absolutely, they're out here. They exist.
Jesus.
And that's more tied to our ancestry. That's more tied to our ties to Africa. That's more practices from the motherland. It's not what we're typically doing now. So absolutely. And that's in the Bible too. They had many wives. I don't hear a whole lot about the many men, but husbands. But it is what it is.
Okay, so we'll have a conversation about that afterwards. I'd like to get involved in that group. I would like to.
I got you. We're having Wind Down Wednesday tomorrow. You should join us.
Wind Down Wednesday?
Yeah, alcohol, just candid conversation.
It sounds like fun. Why not? I'd like to know. Okay, so Delroy Tulloch, right? Can I read this up? So I need to look at the other screen.
Don't forget, we have a conversation tomorrow, Yvonne.
Yes,
Wednesday.
I will advertise that towards the end of the show, Tony. Yes. Right, so Delroy Tulloch saying to me, I think guys feel the girls are checking on them with all these toys, and when they are ready, she might not be interested because she has already relieved your loving way on a toy, and the intense connection for that yearning sex and love sharing is harder to achieve because his partner has found a substitute that makes you feel inadequate and able to satisfy her.
I find that strange, to be honest with you, that comment there personally. I mean, once again, you're both taking part in this act. So I think it's selfish to think that it's only she's just enjoying herself. In actual fact, it sounds like you haven't enjoyed yourself.
Come through then, Kels.
Hallelujah.
I can't leave it there. Shut down.
Yes. Oh. So yeah, I don't think
you're right, Kels. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right, brother.
Yeah. I think so. I think
about toys. The thing about toys is they can be a partnered situation. A lot of times I'll prescribe mutual masturbation to couples who are having sexual issues or they don't have the passion or the connection. And that's a way to connect outside of penetrative sex. Again, we got to get out of this mindset that penetrative sex is the only way to bust the nut or to have an orgasm. There are so many other ways, so much more intimacy and passion can be in play as well. So all of these things can be used with a partner. Solo sex is great, but it's always fun if you have somebody else that is involved. Well, most of the time it's fun when somebody else is involved. You know, so I think instead of looking at it as she's replacing you with the toy, this is something we can explore together, and it should enhance our sex life. Almost everything that we've shown so far can also be used with the partner, and they can have stimulation and pleasure as well. So again, it's all about being open-minded. It's about communicating, and it's about a willingness to try something different. Again, we have a couple that's oftentimes on here that's married for 20 something, almost 30 years. You got to try some new stuff because you've pulled all the tricks out of the bag by then. Y'all been having the same sex for forever. You got to do something different before it even be, pleasurable.
I actually feel like I've actually missed out now. Now when I really look at it, the whole fun and games, the whole sharing, the whole relationship coming together, the whole fun of it, I feel like I've just been deprived.
Oh.
Yeah, I do. When I think about it, it just feels like something actually has been missing all this time.
But now you have an opportunity.
Yeah, it's just actually refreshing talking about it. It's opened a world that I didn't actually see before.
Okay, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. I can see a lot of nodding in the panel. Theo, can I bring you in and just say, just to ask what your thoughts are right now on what Kellyanne's just said?
Well, I know I've been part of that, so I know about the world. But in regards to the guy, was it Delroy saying woman cheating on him, and as Kel said, you got to be part of it. You got to be involved. If your partner's taking out the toys, you got to be involved. And if you're in a long-term relationship like I am, you got to try different things anyway. Because as Chastity says, you'd have done everything else, so why not? And before I was married, yeah, toys, the whole work. So yeah, it's all part of it. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, I don't think Sadie thinks Sadie just says, "Oh, please, Kel." Like, I don't think she actually believes me.
But you're talking from your own reality, and nobody knows what your reality is apart from you. And that might be, not everybody has had that interaction with sex toys. Sometimes you have to think about people's lifestyles, and sometimes sex toys are not conducive to your life. Sometimes there are many people, when I was in, if I put this on myself, when I was in church back in the day, I wouldn't have dreamt of using a sex toy. No, because that would be frowned upon, and in that environment, that would be frowned upon, and you maybe felt or made to feel like, you're a bit dirty gal, or you're a bit of a, wayward woman. But as you your environments change and you get to know different people and you get to know yourself on a different level and you're exposed to different things, then your mind opens up as well. So I think we have to be mindful that everybody's coming from the same place. We're coming from different places, and that's your experience. And it's a brave thing for you to say that at this time in your life that you felt that you've missed out. That's how you feel. So we have to take that feeling on board, because that's your feeling, and that's your right to feel that way. And then you now have the right to also now change that and put things in place that you can create the life and the relationships that you want.
Yeah, I just think with in terms of fun and games, you can have it in the park, you can have it in an adventure park, you can go on a holiday, or whatever. But the bedroom, it's just not really seen it in that way. It's just been more of penetration, sex, and it's over, opposed to having a good time, sharing a good time with each other. That may, whatever toy you want to choose to use, that would involve the relationship. And I think it's not just about the toys, though, is it? I think this is what I'm saying before, is that I think for me the word toys, I think cheapens it. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I can understand why people say the word toys, but I feel that if it was another word, maybe people might get it. But it is, you know, you two people come together, or three or four, having a good time, and it's naked, it's beer, it's spiritual, it's emotional, it's tranquil. What's the word again?
Which word that you're
That
thinking?
tantric,
tantric, okay.
yeah. You know, it's all those things. So, you know, I don't think it should just be stuck to just one thing. It should be many things that you can possibly do at a given time, with the use of aids.
So do you think that in your dating now, that moving forward, that you would be more open to suggesting that maybe, you know, or asking the young lady, does she have any novelty toys? I'm trying not to use the word toy.
No, you can do.
Novelty items.
Novelty items, yeah.
Of accessories is what Lady said.
Yeah, I mean, before we even answer that question, because we were talking about you know, kissing and, you know, herpes, whatever. But if you're in a poly relationship, would that also be a problem? You know, because you might have more than 3 or 4 or 5, whatever.
Specifically, oh, I love this, but I know she don't want me to go into this because we're trying to wait for the actual show that we're going to do this. Those who are in polyamorous relationships tend to have less instances of STIs than those who are in monogamous relationships. Statistically speaking, it is a proven fact. But we'll get into that when we do the show. That's a big misconception about poly, consensual non-monogamy, and those types of folks who don't have a traditional monogamous relationship. STI rates are actually lower in those who have multiple partners than those who have one.
Yeah, to answer your question, Yvonne, to bring up the subject of toys, I think somehow you just bring it in jest, and I'll just have it in my cabinet somewhere. You know, you know, if it were to happen, oh, look what I've got. And start bringing it out slowly. But I think it should be a discussion of some sort, and then seen as fun.
Okay, we've got a question for you, Kellyanne. We're going to bring it up on the screen. Right, so Lolly Bailey says, has a woman ever asked you to use toys? If so, how did you feel about it?
Yeah, I have been asked, and it was no.
Right.
Yeah, it was just no. And thankfully they were understanding of that, because I just don't come from that.
So
can I ask a question?
Hold on. Let me just answer him this question, right? So as a consequence of the no, how long, well, not as a consequence, but how long did the relationship last after that?
No, the person was understanding that they were cool about it, because thankfully it's not just about my penis that the person likes me for, you know. It was more than that. They like me as a person.
Okay.
Yeah, they just like me. But that side of it, they were happy to, you know, just let it go.
Okay, I hope that answers your question. Was that Tony that come in with a question?
Yeah, so I mean, I want to take this just somewhere else very quickly, because it seems like we got fixated with toys and toys and toys. And Chastity's mentioned about the different kind of relationships, because that's a very important point when we're talking about pleasuring a woman. And there's a lot to be said about visual stimulation. So I want to bring into the equation, well, you know, look, I'm quite happy allowing a woman to pleasure herself in front of me, because it makes me happy. And if a woman sees me doing the same thing and that makes her happy, double whammy, we're both getting satisfied. There's another side to that, is what does it look like when you see somebody else having sex? So you know, how are your views towards watching porn mutually? You know, I know a lot of guys who are on the swinging scene. I know there's a whole lot of stuff that we're not addressing, but goes on in those corridors.
Because that's a different show. That's why we're not addressing it, because it's a different show. That's why.
But it all kind of falls into this, how does one pleasure the other? Because we have discussed very briefly about watching having two women simultaneously. We have talked about watching your woman pleasure herself with a toy while you do something else. So that all falls into, you know, a different view of how you're pleasuring that woman and what it does for you as a man. So
today's show, I don't know if y'all are aware, is about pleasure and women along with sex toys. Next week, we're going to talk about the men and pleasure and sex toys. And then I'm sure somewhere down the line, we will get in line with other types of relationship, love styles, and lifestyles, but they are completely not mutually exclusive. They are not the same thing. Swinging and polyamory are not the same thing. So I do think it would really be a huge distraction from this particular show because it doesn't have necessarily anything to do with this. But I think when we know what the show is really about, then it makes more sense why we're only talking about what we're talking about. But trust, long as Yvonne is game, my hashtag is sex talk no chaser. So I'm all for having the candid conversations. But today is about women's pleasure. And today is about sex toys being incorporated in women's pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for highlighting that, Chastity. Thank you very much. It's been said. That's it. So this show is only for a certain amount of time. And if we go off, then we don't give the subject matter the time it needs. Like I said, that's a different show and it will be highlighted. We've been here before many a time. People have put different things out and said, oh, this, but actually we have to be cognizant of the time that we have on each subject and give each subject its own time. So, you know, the whole swinging and, you know, two partners or watching two women will come up. We will have a show covering that, and a little bit of this show might come into it, and so on and so forth. But we have to be mindful that we have a subject matter that we need to discuss. So if it feels like it's one-sided, it's because it is, because this is about women and pleasuring women with sex toys. Next week it will be the men, and we will have a different array of toys to show. These are just a few toys that we have here. Chastity has hers, I have mine, and so there will be more toys next week on next week's show. Right, so
can you show one more unusual toy, please? Like the first one you showed, is there nothing that's
unusual toy
left field? Yeah, that first one.
Do you know what? Oh,
well,
actually, yeah, I've got a couple actually. But I've actually got a toy just for you, Theo.
Let me see it. That's not a toy, man. That's torture.
Yeah, what's that?
These are handcuffs. These are ones.
No, are those easy? Are those ones easy to get out of? That's all I need to know. Can I get out without having to?
Yeah,
fight
you don't
anybody?
need a key. You can get out of this one.
I don't need a key. Okay, that's quick release. Yeah, that's a quick release.
So
okay, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
I saw these and thought of you, Theo. Right?
I'm cool with that one.
Theo, I got bolt cutters if you ever need help, brother. Just give me a call. Come down. I got the bolt cutters. Don't worry.
But if
I have
Tony,
mine.
I'm tied up, I can't make the call, man.
These are not quick release. Quick release kind of defeats the purpose if you're really utilizing these during sex.
No,
If you're utilizing these during sex, you don't want them to just come loose. But that's why you always have to have a handy dandy key.
Yeah, but you're gonna have the key. I need to have the key.
It's too big.
As well.
Ooh,
what's that? Okay, I see what that is. Okay. Yeah.
And it has a padlock. And it has a key.
Wow, that's serious. You're just trying not to make me go anywhere, right? You're making sure I'm not going anywhere.
That's it. You are stuck. You will not move. Right? So
I watch too many movies of the guys being left on the bed and stuff. That's the problem, man. And the maid finding them in the morning. That's the problem. No.
I'm surprised nobody hasn't mentioned the film 9.5 Weeks.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a long time ago, isn't it? It's a
long time ago.
Great film, man.
Yeah, it is. But we have these two. These are my ones because I think we're nearly out of time.
The plugs.
Oh, you know what these are then, Theo?
Oh, yeah. I know most of them are, but that first one I didn't. I've never. That one looked like a resuscitator with a school.
Resuscitator.
Where's that going?
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
Plugs.
I'd get that one wrong all the day. I'll get that one wrong all day, man.
This one. That's why I pulled it out first. This
Yeah,
one.
I'll get that one wrong all day, man.
But these are butt plugs.
Yeah, those are butt plugs. Yeah. Kels, don't put that on your face, bro. Don't put that on your face, man.
I just took these out of the packet.
Don't put that one on your face, bro.
Do you want to hold it? Do you want to hold it? She might like it.
It's for her, not for me. So this is going up her anus.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a
Or
butt plug,
yours.
bro.
Or yours.
Oh, and yours as well. Yours as well.
You have an anal. You have like an anal
Wait,
G
so
spot.
quick to say that, you know.
No, I'm just saying you have an anal G spot. That and prostate massaging and milking. I'm just simply saying it's the most orgasm one might have. So I'm just saying there's a lot of people saying they would never do this and they would never do that. I'm just gonna be able to. I'm just gonna say never because you never know what situation you're gonna be put in. And when you're in the right situation with somebody that can make you feel safe, make you feel supported, and it's not a question of your manhood, you'd be amazed at some of the things that Black and brown men and any other man might do, if that makes sense. So I'm just simply saying it can happen. Yeah, you just put your little lube on this, lube on you, relax, and do.
Where's this going?
That's the vagina. Well, we could use it both, but that's the vagina.
Okay. Yeah, I can be of assistance. This one. Yeah.
Yeah, does that feel all right?
Oh gosh, yeah. That does feel good. I ain't gonna lie to you. It does. I can see a lot of healing with some of these tools. Tools
even, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone said love accessory. Would that work, Kels?
Yeah.
Love accessory.
Yeah, love accessory.
Yeah, that will work for you.
Yeah.
I think her name was is it Laddie or somebody Reed I saw.
Oh, is it? So what she said?
She said, yeah, we could call it love accessories or something.
Love
like that.
accessories.
Love
Yeah.
accessories.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that
Or
works for you.
come up with the code word. Just say go get such and such. Like make a term for you.
Go get Bob, battery operated boyfriend. There you
Go get Bob.
Yeah,
Sheila, Stacy, Dan, whatever you want to name it. Where you keep it at. Go get the treasure kit. You know what I'm saying? It's time for some treasure. Like, whatever works.
Pleasure kit. Yeah, it's cool.
Oh, it could be pleasure kit. I like that better.
because these vibrate as well.
They vibrate.
Yeah.
Where's the vibrations? Where's the? I can feel sweet vibrations.
We've all got girls singing here. I can feel the sweet vibrations, you know.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. Yeah, that's what he's saying. Yeah.
Get so high. Okay, so where's the plug? Where's the
These
to actually vibrate it? I mean, is it?
Yeah, this one's not a vibrable one.
Okay, so
But
where's
that
the
one is. You're
so
supposed
where's
to be able to press here,
It's not
and
okay.
it's supposed to maybe need charging.
Okay.
These are chargeable.
Someone laughed the head off. Okay.
Yeah, there's more.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Right. So, okay, guys, channel members, panel members. Let's find out what you have learned, if any, of this evening. So let's go to Faye first.
What I would say is we've looked at all those toys, but there are other things. There are like board games and dice and whips and all kinds of things that they're all involved in that. I've had much fun with a board game. So that's like the time before you're actually having any kind of penetration or anything like that. But a lot of the board games give you instructions, so you'll get into that heightened feeling before you're even using other toys, or so those are good things as well. I found my experience. But from this show, I think I'm spending. That's what I've taken away from this. There are a few things that interest me, but again, it's, you know, there comes a point where doing it by yourself is not you know, you get to that point where it becomes monotonous or whatever, but you would like to try it with other people. And it's, for me, it's finding those other people who are open-minded like I am to try.
Thank you, Faye. I was just looking because I brought my I did bring a paddle. I was going to say I brought my paddle. I did bring my paddle actually, and I've got my little flogger here. This is a little. I didn't want to be too. I didn't want to do too much too soon, so I've just got this one here. And I've got which toys do I bring out? So yeah, so thank you for that. And I hear what you're saying in terms of, one of the things, toy cleaner. Let me just say this. If you have toys, you must clean them. Before I say anything else, you must clean your toys. Before and after use. Make sure you clean them. You can use good water, soapy water as well. But which one have you got there?
This is my. I'm a bedroom candy consultant. Bedroom Candy is a Black-owned business here in the States. Candy Burrs from Housewives of Atlanta and Escape owns it. And so this is a toy cleaner as well. And soap and water does work, but it still leaves bacteria on your toys. I always want to bring a black light to my parties because I want people to bring out their toys so I can show them. So soap and water does not completely get the bacteria off of your toys. So if, let's say you have a yeast infection, you have some type of infection, you use the toy, you don't clean it properly and then use that toy again, you can reinfect yourself. If you're using the toys on multiple people, you can also spread disease and infection. But yeah, we got some stuff over here. So
we're gonna come back with some other things.
Games, we got some position cards. Like, we got you covered. Whatever you need, we got you.
Thank you. Now this.
What is going on?
This is just a ruler. Just an ordinary ruler. There's nothing sinister in the ruler. I'm just saying. It's just an ordinary ruler.
Mm-hmm. Nothing ordinary about that ruler.
It's shatter resistant.
Yeah, shatterproof.
It's shatter resistant. And Theo said there's nothing normal about this ruler.
There's a lot of things you can do with that ruler.
There's lots of things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's why Tony's got one too.
And if you don't have a ruler or a paddle or a whip,
okay.
You can always
see, I've got the mini, you've got the big one. Oh yes. Yes. Okay. Should I go there? Should I go there or should I wait for next week? Should I go there? All right. So this is taking it a little bit further, but we will be coming back next week with men's toys.
You can also use a spatula if you don't have a ruler.
So we have this. I have this. And this is going to be the last toy that we see for the night. Or assisting.
Is it nipple clamps at the end as well, or is it just a chain?
No, it's just a chain. I left those at home next week. So there we go. The guys are looking like, did she really just pull that out? Yeah, I did.
On Kelly down and make them get on all fours.
Kels, don't do it, my brother. Don't do it, Kels. Don't do it. Don't do it.
That there just looks too close to slavery for some brothers, I'm afraid.
Kels, don't do it, bro.
This is freedom, Tony. This is freedom.
Yeah,
Kels, don't do it.
For some brothers, man, we look at that thing there and it brings back, post-traumatic slave disorder.
No.
Kels, don't do it.
You're taking it too far.
Kels, don't do it, bro.
This is about pleasure. This is about
don't do it.
having fun. This is role play. That's all it is.
Kels, don't role play that way, bro. You're in trouble, man. You're in trouble.
I don't roll that way, bro. I don't roll that way.
That's cool, man. You've been a whole lot of trouble. That dildo thing you like, that dildo thing will trouble you, yeah. Yeah.
You look at the body language. It's just no. This is just a straight no for Kels. Straight no. Straight no. But listen, guys. Actually, we've come to the end of the show. I'm trying to look and see if it's the end of the show. Yep. And so, unfortunately, we've got to go. But what I want to say to you is this. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed the laughter, the seriousness, the information that was given today. It is about pleasure. It was about women and how we pleasure ourselves and just being open and honest. Next week's show will also be about pleasure, but it will be pleasure from the male perspective. And so we will have a female in the audience with me as a guest next week. And we'll be talking open, candidly about toys for men. And so we'll also
Would it be Shell?
We also will have our panel next week as well. And I'm hoping that Shell will be a part of next week's show. Okay, I am hoping so. So Sadie Potter says it was a pleasure. I'm so glad you've enjoyed the show tonight. But again, if you are looking for toys, you can go to the website. It's www.yvonnemichelle.com/afterdarkpleasure. That's all you need to do, and the site will come up. There are a few of these items there, the butt plugs and some of the vibrators there. There's some lingerie. There's a few bits and pieces. It will increase over the coming weeks as we find out what more and more people really want, because that's what we're there to do, is to serve the people and meet their needs. So, Kellyanne, I want to thank you for coming in today. I want to thank you for your openness and being brave enough to be on the spot and say, right, this is me, this is what I think and what I've been thinking, and being open enough to play with the toys and have an experience of your own. So I really want to thank you for coming in today. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
also,
big up.
to our panel members, I want to thank you guys. Let me get the right camera. I want to thank you guys for coming in today. Tony, what were your takeaways for today?
It's interesting. Obviously, you know, a lot of stuff there to unpack. I'm pleased Kellyanne's learned a thing or two. Yeah, you know, go out and enjoy yourself, people. That's the thing, and you know, don't be afraid. Apart from maybe Shalomi.
Are you afraid, Tony?
Don't worry. Next week, Tony,
very afraid.
we're gonna bring out big guns for you.
You need to be very afraid next week, Tony.
Matter of fact, I think I might order some stuff before next week.
Oh yeah. Okay, so Theo, what were your takeaways from today?
The first one was the fact that the woman's vagina can fall out. That one's still getting in my head. And also, guys, if you're listening or watching, get involved, man. Don't feel inadequate or feel jealous of the toy or the whatever you want to call it, accessory. Just enjoy the pleasure and pleasure your partner. Because if your partner's pleasured, she's definitely gonna pleasure you. So go for it, man.
Thank you for that, Theo. Ruth.
Yes.
What's your
Great show
takeaway?
tonight. It was lovely to see Kellyanne unfold literally before the screen, discovering different things. You know, you get to create your own limits, your own boundaries, and create your own pleasures. And so I've learned a lot from tonight, and definitely will continue investing in toys. And it's nice to do it on your own and to share it with someone. So have that discussion. It's important.
Thank you, Ruth. And Chastity, let's bring you back on. So how's it been for you, my darling?
I think the highlight of this show for me has been Kel's ability to be vulnerable and brave and to really open his mind to the possibilities. So for me to hear him say that he went from the first show being this vanilla guy that only wanted to do missionary to now saying I missed out. Like I want to explore these things more. And those responses and why I do what I do and why Yvonne is doing what she's doing is to open individuals' minds to the possibilities, not to change you, not to sway you, but to let you know that there's other things out there than what you're already doing. So I want to just leave with the comment, don't yuck someone else's yum. Just because it's not for you doesn't make it any less pleasurable, appropriate, or regular for them. What's vanilla for Kales is not vanilla for me, et cetera, et cetera. So I love that we're able to come together, have a discussion, even when we don't agree. But watching Kales be so open to all the things tonight, even getting so bold to try to invite me or come over to the stage. Like, what?
Yeah, Kels, you were jumping. Kels, you were jumping from vanilla to rum and raisin, man.
Listen. This show has been better than what I ever expected. And again, it comes back to your experience and what you've learned, because in everything that I try to do, it is about transformation. It is about giving people enough information so that they can make the changes that they want to make in their own lives. And so today, I think it's been great. Yes, we've had fun. We've had a lot of jokes and stuff, but in the midst of that, there's been some key learning points. Yeah. And just to see you unfold, like Chastity said, it's an amazing thing to just see you unfold and embrace and be bold, because I was sitting back thinking, listen to my guy here, but come over to America. Really giving it. Yes, get pride up, rev up, everything up anywhere. Anyway, now I've got the studio laughing. But listen, guys, it's been a great show, and I want to thank you for sharing and being here. Now, do remember to tell your friends, your family, your frenemies, whoever it is, to join this group, because we cannot show it on the mainstream Facebook page. Send them the link, tell them to get involved, tell them to come and have a look and see what we're doing. But for now, I want to leave you, wish you well, and say a good night. Oh yes, and before I finish, let me just remind you guys that tomorrow there is an open forum to speak with men. So we're having Tony. Where's Tony? Tony. If we can bring Tony in quickly, and Tony can give the detail for me, because it's on my phone, about tomorrow.
Okay, guys. So basically, we have a lot of women on the forum and have done continually for a number of weeks. I've mentioned it before. I do have a lot of communication with a lot of guys that we have a weekly meeting, very similar to this on a Wednesday. So we've been talking about getting the guys and the girls together so we can talk about relationships, and that is happening tomorrow. I'll share the link details in the group so that you can join in. It's a Zoom call. It won't be aired in the same way that that this show is aired. It's a private group, but it is open to everybody, and that's tomorrow from 7:30 till 10:30. The format will be half an hour of talk for the men, half an hour of talk for the women, and then a conjoined discussion about relationships.
Thank you, Tony. So this is us joining forces out. We do hope that some of the men are going to actually be brave enough to come on the show. We do. This is an investment, because we are looking for more men to come on the show, and we're especially looking for single men. We have a lot of single women. There's a lot of single women who message me throughout the week who are serious about finding a partner and having some fun and exploring. Anyway, so if you are a single man and you do want to get involved in the show, there is a procedure in getting onto the show. But if you are a man and would like to be a part of the show, please do email me at info@yvonnemichelle.com. That's info@yvonnemichelle.com. And alternately, you can contact me via my website, which is www.yvonnemichelle.com. But for now, I want to thank you guys for joining. I hope you had a pleasant experience, and that you join us again next week for more After Dark. and After Dark pleasure. So from me, your host, Michelle, thank you very much. God bless you, stay safe, and good night.
You ready? Yeah, I'm ready.